I am going to call this Monday, April 25th Board of Education meeting to order. If you'll please join me for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The mission of the East Hampton Public Schools is that we partner with our families and community to prepare confident, compassionate, and collaborative learners who navigate a complex global society. There is no student and staff recognition tonight. Liaisons. I see Russell here from Board of Finance.
So our meeting was canceled last week, so nothing new. We're just anticipating the town council's meeting tomorrow and their vote on the budget.
Thank you. I don't see anyone here from town council. Labor union representatives, Neil Schlansky had a conflict tonight, but he did email me that he has no updates to share with us. Update from Director of Curriculum.
Good evening. Since our last meeting, we really were on April vacation last week, so my comments will be briefer than usual. But as we return from the April recess, the buildings are really gearing up for a very busy time of year. In some ways, the busiest time of year, and it'll be an exciting spring. I think we have a lot of exciting student events planned. But it's also a time where we really measure student performance and have a lot of formal assessments. So the week before break, our fifth graders completed the Next Generation Science Standards Assessment. That assessment is given in grades 5, 8, and 11, as opposed to Smarter Balanced Math and ELA, which is in grades 3 through 8. So the fifth graders completed it before vacation. Tomorrow, our 11th graders will take that assessment, and the 8th graders will complete it later this week. Next week, our students in grade 3 through 8 will complete their math portion of the Smarter Balanced Assessment. They were able to complete literacy before break. So kind of starting to wrap up that window of the formal assessment period. This week in particular, we also have a lot of exciting student events going on. I know the principals aren't here tonight. I know in your agenda you have a lot of the upcoming events, but I just wanted to really recognize two major ones that we have this week. On Wednesday, our high school band students head to Disney World for a long-awaited trip and scheduled performances, and that's tremendous amount of planning goes into that, and I want to recognize both Mr. Groves and Mr. Brown at the high school for all that they do to make that trip happen, and we're really excited for that. And as well, the Center School production of Aladdin Jr. is this weekend. The last time Center School tried to put on this production was in 2020, so we're very excited to have that performance go forward. It's Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday afternoon, so you have a lot of choices of when to attend. I will warn you that the Center School events, believe it or not, are some of the highest attendance of any of the buildings in the district, whether it's the band performances, the plays. It's usually standing room only, so tickets are on sale. And believe it or not, this window of time, we start or continue the process of planning for next school year. We've already talked about middle and high school scheduling, but an important milestone for us is in 2 weeks we'll be welcoming our future kindergartners for their kindergarten screening. So we're doing some planning at the primary level to welcome in that future class and make sure their first experience in the school system is welcoming, while helping us to really understand where they're at and make sure we can plan appropriately for them in the fall. So those are some of the things we have coming up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Audience of citizens, if anybody would like to speak, please come up and state your name and address. Consent agenda, which includes items 7.1 through 7.6. Do I have a motion to adopt the consent agenda?
So made.
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion that the East Hampton Board of Education adopt the consent agenda.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion is unanimous. Committee reports. Student Board of Ed representative.
The Spanish Club is planning their New York foodie tour and had a taco lunch fundraiser the week leading up to break. This week, the senior prom tickets are being sold, and then next week, the juniors will be able to purchase their tickets for the June 4th prom at Water's Edge. Tomorrow, all juniors will participate in the NGSS testing. Juniors and seniors are in the midst of preparing for their AP exams, and then it's next Monday that the first exam will be taking place. And then the music department will be leaving this Wednesday for their trip to Disney. The band and chorus will be performing in concerts while they're there, and also having days at each of the parks. For our athletic updates, track. On Friday, the distance runners participated in the Hall High School Distance Festival, and then their next meet will be this Wednesday, where they will be competing against Coggin and Cromwell. Baseball currently has a record of 5 wins and 4 losses, and they are playing again tonight at home. And then for softball, they currently have a season record of 2 wins and 4 losses. Thank you.
Thank you. No update from the personnel subcommittee. Policy and curriculum.
We did not meet tonight, but we do have 2 second reads later.
Thank you. Finance, transportation, building and grounds. Josh couldn't make it tonight, but he did inform me that he has no updates to share. Communications, superintendent's report.
Good evening. What Annan did not tell you was to brag about herself for just a minute, so I will take the time. Annan and Ben Nafis were honored at the Saybrook Point Inn this afternoon with 26 students from 13 different high schools. They were honored as part of the Connecticut Association of Public School Superintendents for the award program and luncheon. So Mr. Werner and I joined Annan and her family and Ben Nafis and his family at a great lunch. Both of them are standouts among the students that were honored. So I noticed you left that part out, Annan, but I thought it was very important.
Congratulations.
Thank
You heard Russ say tomorrow night is the town council meeting. On the agenda is possible approval of the budget, and it's likely, if they do approve the budget from the town and the school, that they'll set a town meeting date, which is just a formality to the referendum date. So it is possible and likely that it will be a May town meeting and a May referendum rather than a June town meeting and referendum, since the General Assembly does not look like there will be any financial changes to towns. I think it's easier for them to have a May referendum. It allows them to get tax bills out rather than rushing that at the end of June. The other thing is the state partnership plan, which we had budgeted for 5%, informed towns that the increase would be 10.5%. And they shocked a lot of towns. Business managers from all of those are talking to each other. The state partnership has always come in single digits. However, this year they're coming in at 10.5. We've had increases anywhere from 3%, 4%. For it to be 10.5%, I know at the group call tomorrow where they rationalize that to business managers, there probably will be a lot of screaming and shouting, only because this is too late for us to do anything about it. Well, we don't have time to go out to bid and secure other insurance opportunities or bids and get all of our unions to agree by July 1st. So the state has kind of left us in a difficult place. They did warn that it could be as high as 8%, but even when they've said as high as 8% in the past, it's always come in well below that. So there's some shocked business managers and superintendents all over the state that participate in the state partnership plan.
Does the town council know about this?
Well, the town also participates. All the town workers participate, so I imagine that they will be informed at some point as well. Because everybody that works for the town is also on the state partnership. So, right now, there's, we're going to have to wait until open enrollment comes. We'll see where we end up. The trouble with the number of employees that we have, there's a tremendous amount of flexibility and unreliability as far as budgeting for insurance. Open enrollment, people can change, they can drop off. People who leave we may hire people who come in, they're either on their parents' insurance, so, we may experience a break there. But this is a significant issue. Karen and I have already talked about ways to come up with this. We're not going to eliminate any teaching position for insurance, but we may have to look at other situations for this. And then life insurance, Dr. Brown had mentioned that we should go out to bid because we had an increase of 27%, but the increase was only $12,000, so even if we do go out to bid and get something better, we're certainly not going to make up for a health insurance shortfall. And then the last important item is that today is Shelley's birthday. We know how to throw a good party in East Hampton Central Office by inviting her to her very own board meeting recognition.
Ready? Everybody, let's sing to Shelley.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Shelley. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you, Evan. And thank you for everything you do, Shelley.
I second that.
Okay, program presentation, there is none.
Yes, we have none now. I don't want you to, as we look at the clock and see this meeting going by quickly, our next several meetings are packed with pretty, not long program presentations, but just to warn you, you get a little break tonight, but we do have a big health and wellness presentation for the next meeting. You have a presentation coming up on the math program. So I don't want you to feel like this is the trend for the spring.
All right, unfinished business, 11-1.
Yes, I would like to make a motion to accept the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools and the Board of Education Policy and Curriculum Committee to approve Policy 4112, appointment.
Do I have a second?
I second that.
Okay, motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion is unanimous. 11-2.
Right. I would like to make a motion to accept the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools and the Board of Education Policy and Curriculum Committee to approve Policy 9222, resignation, removal from office, censure.
Do I have a second?
I will second
Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Okay, one opposed. Okay, new business, there is none. Future business, any suggestions for future business from the board? Hearing none. Personnel actions, items 14.1 and 14.2, which are both requests for unpaid leave, were accepted during the approval of the consent agenda. Audience of citizens. Okay, seeing none. Calendar of events, I know that we had mentioned some earlier. Anything additional that you want to point out for calendar of events?
If you check the superintendent's update, if you just click on that calendar icon, you'll see all of our events. We have a lot of things coming up. Let me ask you to hold Wednesday, June 8th as our top 10. That's something that the Board of Ed throws. We honor the top 10 scholars of the class of 2022 this year. And it's a little event thrown by the Board of Ed and the Goth House Incorporated. That will be here on June 8th, starting at 6 o'clock.
Thank you. Okay, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Yes, you do.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.